about whether or not he colluded with the Russians. He's denied that he has. Haven't seen any evidence of collusion. But that
there's nothing in the report that even gets that.
That's right. That's not what the report's about. But the people that were showing bias against the president also were part of the initial Russian investigation. But you'll be kidding yourself if you think this doesn't do a lot of damage to the institutions that are now looking at the president. This gives a face to many of what the deep state looks like.
But what this report seems to conclude is there's not a deep state, that the overall conclusion was not motivated by bias.
I've been saying there's not a deep state. Then I look at this and I see the people who are conducting an investigation of one political candidate versus the other seem to have a very, not just a political opinion, but a motivation. So that's why we're going to have the hearing.
But the president was wrong, though, in saying that this exonerates him with regard to Russia.
Yeah, I mean, this report, and I'm trying to tell you something that I think is important. This is not the Mueller investigation.
Right.
They didn't look at whether or not Trump colluded. But what did they find? They found that the people who started the Russian investigation were completely in the tank for Clinton, hated Trump.
Not all of them who started the Russian
investigation. No, not all. I mean,
we're
most
not talking about Bob Mueller.
I'm sure there are a lot of FBI agents who don't share this. But Strzok was in the investigation early on of Russia. Here's the point you got to get. Just back up.
Okay.
The institutions have been crippled.
Crippled?
Absolutely. If you don't believe that the average American is going to think that the FBI is far more political than they ever believed, that's crazy.
So is Christopher Wray all wrong when he says that yesterday that the institution is strong?
I think the institution's got a lot of problems. Look at all the interactions between people in Washington at the FBI and reporters. And, you know, the best way to investigate Washington is not do it from Washington. What have I learned? The FBI's footprint in Washington needs to be reduced. There's too much of a Potomac fever attitude. I'm shocked. I didn't buy into this stuff, that, you know, all these people are out to get Trump. There's enough evidence now to prove to me that the FBI needs to be looked at really closely.
What does that mean? You're on judiciary. This is a big threat coming from you. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, it's not a threat. It's a promise. It's a promise we're never going to do. You know, J. Edgar Hoover's spirit is alive and well in some corners of the FBI. Remember this organization during the 40s, 50s, and 60s?
You like Christopher Wray.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I voted for him.
You don't think he can clean things up?
I think if the FBI director is telling the country everything is fine here, you should have confidence in the FBI, he's going to have a tough sell.
I got to talk to you about immigration. The compromise bill has been